guys, Asher coming at you today, Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. How are you all doing? I'm doing great, man. I am in a good mood, like an irrationally good mood the last few days. So, hey, if you're not in a good mood, I'm sending you some love. I'm sending you some positive vibes from yours truly to you today. Thank you for clicking on my video and chilling and talking a little bit of Raid Shadow Legends with me. Before we get to the tier list ranking, or the Fusion tier list video, or whatever it's called, I gotta ask you guys this pressing, very important question. What do you call these things? What do you guys call these things? I'm not going to tell you. I don't want to bias you guys in the comments, but there's only one right answer. There's only one right answer on what these things are called, okay? I saw this online. I shared it internally with my company, and man, I got so many answers that I had never even heard of. But anyway, would love to know from you guys. Now to the less important stuff in Raid Shadow Legends. I will say that on this tier list maker here that I stole online, and not sure who made it, but credit to you, they actually don't have the new champion, the Fusion that just literally went into the game, I don't know, a couple hours ago, right? What am I doing?
While you are there, please feel free to indulge your every whim.
Why am I going to the mercy system? Okay, fragment summon fusions. We're going to be cheering them off, but we have Emic Trunkheart. I want to ask you guys, are you going for Emic Trunkheart? Do you like Emic Trunkheart? Have you looked at the kit really quickly? We got the shield on the A1. We got another AoE shield. Decrease the cooldown of all ally skills by a turn on a 3-turn cooldown. Super freaking strong ability. I love that. And then the unkillable with the taunt. I honestly think this is a really, really good champion. We'll talk more about him obviously in the future, but I'm thinking that he's a candidate. I have not played him at all yet, so I don't use the dev build, so I don't want to speak on something that I haven't actually used, whereas every single one of these champions I have maxed out and used, right? With the exception of one, which we'll get to. I really regret not fusing that champion. Anyway, that all being said, I think he's a candidate for maybe an S tier. Maybe an S tier. And I'm pretty stingy on my S tiers, as you guys will see.
Oh, for God's sake, come on, stop!
All right, guys, we've covered the new champion. We've covered the whatever those things are called. Let's get to it. Let's get to it here. Astralon. I'm going to be pretty quick this video. I'm not going to get into all their kits, but I might delve into the game here and there, right? So Astralon, man, I love that. I love Astralon, dude. I really do. I'm not going to give him A tier or S tier because he's not a super meta champion, but that 4-turn stun, 100% chance, and just a ton of damage. I love Astralon. I did not fuse Astralon, but I got him later on, and when I maxed him, I was shocked, honestly. I mean, I shouldn't have been, but I was. I was like, wow, that's a lot more damage than I was expecting from that dude, okay? And here I go, saying I was going to be quick on the video, and I'm already on the first dude. I'm already going down a rabbit hole. Yeah, my long time viewers might know where I'm going with this one. The cutting edge info that you absolutely, what how am I buying stuff? Golly, Raid. This is some new tactics, man. I didn't even press anything and I'm buying stuff suddenly.
Good.
Astralon. Best wings in the game. Oh, look at that wingspan, ladies. I got a 6% female demographic. You might want to hide your eyes. I mean, have you ever seen a spread like that?
I'm sexy and
Hello! Sorry, guys. Sorry. Back to reality. Keep it. Rein it in, Ash. Rein it in, dude. We get a Bivald of the Thorn. I think he's an A-tier champion. I love Bivald of the Thorn. One of the better provokers out there, can land it on weak hits. He's got a support on that A3 as well. Really good champ. I'm a big fan. Iron Brago, I still put as an A-tier champion. You know what? To my editor's dismay, we love you, Osama. We have an hour and 20-minute video dropping tomorrow where I give the top 100 champions in Raid Shadow Legends, and I still included Iron Brago on my list. 3-turn defense, increased defense. 3-turn cooldown, lasts for 3 turns, and does damage, defense base, boosts the defense of all of your allies, which is an amazing passive. I really like the champion. Stun, everything, provokes. Brackus the Shifter, I'm a fan of Brackus, but I do think he's kind of a little bit of a niche champion at this point. Great raw damage on Brackus the Shifter, but I don't want to give everybody B and A tier, right? I think he's like, you know, C+, B- territory for my liking. But I do like the champion, and he looks just amazing, right? Brogni! I think that Brogni's an S tier champion. I really do. He's got that unique ability to grow the shield. No one else has that, you know? If they start introducing 15 other champions with grow shield abilities, he'd become a little bit less, maybe an A tier, but the rest of his kit's still amazing. He's got block debuffs and an increased attack on 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. He's bringing the shield as well. He has that reflect on the passive. Just a great champion. Tanky. Killian the Lucky. I think a lot of you guys, I haven't watched any other Fusion tier list video, honestly, guys. But if I did, I would venture a guess that he would fall in the F category a lot. I actually really like Killian after his buff. He got a buff maybe like a year ago. I don't know. And I actually think he's not like, certainly I'm giving him C tier. So he's like probably C- territory. But I will say this. Sometimes the beauty of Raid Shadow Legends is extrapolating value out of not the best champion in the game. And Killian is so freaking fun to play. I love that passive. Headringer's a great ability. He's a really fun champion. So I put him C, not F tier. But Draco the Gaunt, I do put F tier. Listen, an increased defense is not a bad ability to have, but having that be the highlight of your kit for Legendary Fusion, it's not my cup of tea. Elagaius, F tier. Dude, you guys know I'm a massive hater of Elagaius. And you know what? I started saying this. I say this again in tomorrow's video, so I apologize for repeating myself here. But in the top 100 video. But the thing about Elagaius is, first of all, he's not in Dark Elf. This last time I kind of, dissed this dude a little bit, people were like, dude, 30%, 20% turn meter on AoE, that's not bad, and plus you get more for each buff removed. And then I'm like, dude, I mean, like, come on, man. Like, even Nethril has a 4-turn cooldown, 75% turn meter, That's not that special of ability. Chill, a little bit. Ella, guys, I think, I diss the dude because I want better. I want a buff on him. Foley, not just for the arena, for the Denied Revival, but I mean, I've said this before here. I think I shared like my fastest teams for every hard 10 dungeon video like 2 or 3 months ago. You can check that out if you want to. I have made some changes to those teams, but I will say that Foley for me is one of the best Fire Knight hard champions in the game. I'm going to give him A tier because I love him in arena, love him in Fire Knight, and he's useful in other areas as well. Heck, you could even use him Ice Golem to kill those minions, deny revival. All right, Gaius the Gleeful. Gaius is interesting because he's really one of my favorite bomb champions in the game, arguably the best bomb champion in the game. But bomb, even with Stone Skin synergy and everything like that, it still is fairly niche. You guys let me know. Do you use Gaius the Gleeful? I think I probably would have ranked him at A when he came out, but now it's just one of those champions that has a pretty damn cool kit. I just don't use them, and I'm not sure on my mini account, like not spending money, I'm not sure I would invest. You know how it is, like resources, especially to upgrade a legendary, all those forget just the skill tomes, which are the most expensive thing, but everything else is so much more expensive to ascend them and everything. I'm not sure if I'm investing just in a bomb champion with a little bit of sleep synergy and stuff, So, with all due respect, I think that B is still above average. I think it's still a good score. I like how I feel the need to kind of qualify. It probably says something about my personality that I have to like bend over backwards apologizing if I don't give somebody an A or S tier, right? Gerbtuck Mossbeard, I'm going to give him C tier. Really good for Hydra, or extrapolating more damage out of champions that have like an enemy max HP ability. Those poisons that do extra damage definitely do stack up. Plus that block debuffs, or block buffs, excuse me, on a 3-turn cooldown is really nice. He's got the little cleanse on a single target too. I think after his buff, he went from F tier to maybe C+, arguably B tier. So I like Gerbtuck now. I just don't love him. Harvest Jack, I'm going to give B tier. I actually really love Harvest Jack. He's not a super meta champion, but really one of the best champions to throw in a bolster set, have some fun within the arena. He's got a really interesting and unorthodox kit as well, so maybe I'm a little bit higher than some people would go on Harvest Jack, but I like the dude. Helicath, S tier. I really think that Helicath is a top 10 champion overall inside the game. One of the best fusions of all time in Raid Shadow Legends. You can use this dude pretty much everywhere. I mean, I use him in Nether Spider, I use him in the arena, I use him in Clan Boss, Demon Lord, Unkillable, I use him in Iron Twins, I use him, I mean, I could just keep going on and on. I just think he's that good. He's incredible champion. The shield, the block damage, that beautiful synergy, hard-hitting A1, ignoring shield, block damage, I love it. Herndig, I'm going to give A tier. I think a lot of people will go S tier on Herndig. I love him. A lot of damage, 100% turn meter manipulation on a 4-turn, I believe. Just a really, really dang good champion. I did not fuse Herndig, but I did pull him later, and boy, was I excited about it, right? Contra, you guys know how much I love Contra. And honestly, I really honestly want to go S tier. That's how much I love this damn champion.
Try me, bitch.
But I think A+ is going to be accurate on her. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I want to reserve S for the best of the best of the best, right? She's got all the debuffs known to man. She's got them all on a triple hitter attack. I throw in Reflex as her only active skill. It's amazing stuff. She can land all of those debuffs on weak hits. She got one of the best provokes on that passive in the game. She got a ton of defense, 1540 or something on the base defense. Great champion. Karato, I give B tier. He's a pretty dang good nuker. He has block active skills on a 4-turn cooldown. I think that he's a little bit underrated. But then again, nukers are kind of a dime a dozen, but he's pretty cool. He does some damage. He smacks. Krila Witch Arm, A tier. 3-turn, cooldown, ally attack ability. Granted with 3 allies, not 4. But she's got the stun in there too. She got an AoE increase attack. Really love Krila. Lorenthal, C tier. A much more underwhelming ally attacker compared to Krila Witch Arm. Molly Tankard, S tier. I am a massive, unabashed fan of Molly Tankard. One of the best provokers in the game. She's got the 2-turn provoke, 50% chance on a 3-turn cooldown. She's a reviver. And then she's got that rowdy crowd passive. Really is what makes Molly, for me, just like it skyrockets her from an A or a B tier all the way to S. It's one of the best passives in the game. In Hydra Clan Boss, she's filling turn meter every time she's attacked. In Arena, it helps you cut in line. She's a beast. Amazing. Mighty Uko, S tier. I gotta go S tier. A reviver who has an AoE on the A1 and AoE on the A2, removing buffs. He does it all. Amazing for Hydra, amazing for stun sets, amazing for Arena. Just a really, really good champion. Mother Cybele. I'm going to give Mother Cybele a B tier. I really love Mother Cybele. I think maybe a B plus, A minus territory is where I would go here, but we're trying to spread things evenly a little bit. Really good champion. AoE on the A1 could deal some sneaky damage in Hydra Clan Boss. She's got the revive on death. She's got the increased defense. She's got that health swap, uncanny transfer. Is that what it's called? Really good champion. I think that she's one of the fastest champions in the game too. What is her base speed? 115 or something like that. I love the aesthetics of Mother Cybele. 115 base speed, dude. She's tanky. I love her. I love this champion. She's really cool. Nari the Lucky, I'll give a C tier. Very fun champion, but certainly not meta. Defense base, a decent amount of defense. Stealing buffs all over the place. Pretty cool champ, but I wouldn't say a must max or anything like that. Operating Clanfather, I'll give C tier too. I think a lot of people will go F on Operating Clanfather, but really, truly one of the better healers out there in the game. So if you're looking for heals and support, you could do a lot worse than Operating Clanfather. Truthfully, guys, I'm going to make the believers out of you guys, I swear. Pixie, get ready to hate me.
The Wayne name still has meaning. I have a plan for justice.
We touched on Pixneal on yesterday's video, and a lot of you guys in the comments disagree with me, but hey, that's the beauty of the opinions, right? Everybody's got one. Pixneal is not as bad as people say she is. She does take 15 legendary books to max out, so that really freaking sucks. I think averages are probably around 10 or 11 per legendary champion to give you a barometer. But Pixneal now, man, with the increased defense, the continuous heals, forget the qualifying abilities, the AoE 100% freeze on a 4-turn cooldown, immune to freeze, filling turn meter every time an ally receives a freeze. She's removing all freeze debuffs from all allies on a 2-turn cooldown. I mean, listen, after her buffs, before her buffs, she was F tier. After her buffs, she's C tier. That's how I feel. Razin Scarhide, I'm going to say B tier. However, I will say, I've said this before, he needs a buff, man. He really does. He's got 100% decreased turn meter on that A3. He's a permanent fusion in the game. He's one of the staples of Raid Shadow Legends. We love that lizard. We love him. I just want to see one simple change to Razin. Let's get this 91 up, man. No legendary, in my opinion, should have a 91 speed, especially not a turn meter control champion like that. Other than that, I love the dude, so we'll give him a B tier. Rorik, F tier. I'm not a fan of Rorik Wormbane. Sorry, guys. I know a few of you guys are. I'm not saying you can't have fun with the champion, extrapolate some value, kind of like Draco, right? Not you, Elegaius, not you. But he's just not my cup of tea. I don't think he's that great. We have Rotos, S tier. What else do I have to say? He and Turvold, in my opinion, are the best single target nukers in the game. With all due respect to, I don't know, who would you say is even in the conversation? Kruchaxa or something like that? Rotos is where it's at, man. He's amazing. Amazing champion. One of the best arena champions in the game. Even after his nerf, he's still a beast of a champion. All right, Rule the Huntmaster, guys. I'm going to give him C tier. I I think that like every time there's more good Hex champions that comes into the game, he gets a little bit better because he has that really groovy passive that has all those extra like enemies under Hex take more damage, like global effects, right? That all he has to do is be on the team and it has those effects, which I love. So he's getting better slowly but surely, and he can deal a boatload of damage. Just doesn't have his niche in the game yet. Shamrock. C tier again for me. It's maybe a C plus B minus territory on Shamrock. I like this dude. He's very fast. After his rework or his buff, I think he's a lot better, a lot more dependable as well. Something to control on that A3 with the decreased speed. I like Shamrock. I just don't love Shamrock. Oh man, Sigmund the High Shield. Oh, I'm tempted to go A on this dude, but I will go B. Really good kit. I think he's incredibly underrated in this game. Honestly, I hear people talk about how they're really just not a fan of this dude. But good base stats, good survivability. He's got a shield. He's got the big version strengthen, 3-turn cooldown, AoE provoke, decrease attack. And then whenever he's attacked, 40% chance to decrease the duration of all buffs on the attacker against bosses. It's really a nice little little passive there in his kit. Plus, he's bringing defense Doom Tower battles to 40%. Good for Doom Tower progression there as well. So I'm a big fan of Sigmund. Sir Nick, B tier as well. You guys know me. I think that Sir Nick has been power crept a little bit. Not to say he's not still a very good champion for unkillable comps, obviously, and for that great shield as well. Ice Golem, Nether Spider are two areas that I would consider using Sir Nick. Skull Lord Vargal, I'm going to give him C tier. Yeah, I'm tempted to even go B tier on Skull Lord now. After his buff, he's able to solo content in the game. I have a whole video on that if you guys want to check it out. But now he's not that bad anymore. And frankly, you know, apropos of nothing, this dude, Skull Lord, he has some of the best base stats in the entire game. You know, look at that. Look at those base stats, dude. That's a really, really nice, right? It's a really nice, you know, it can't be the highlight of their kit, but it's a really nice to have. I'm going to give an A tier to Tatora Rhymehide.
I know you're this great actor and you play all those Shakespeare guys and stuff, but you're spitting all over me, man.
Very good champion. The Veil, the block debuffs, a lot of damage for a defense-based champion. I'm a big fan. Tormund, you guys know I'm a massive fan of Tormund still, even after he's not like in every arena team in the game. He does a lot of damage. He's got an AoE provoke. He's got an AoE on the A1. He's got freezes all over the place. Some great HP burn synergy that I actually take advantage of on my mini account. I love Tormund. Skull Lord, we already talked about him, Ash. Vergum Carr, A tier. Dude, I know some of you are not coming around on Vergum Carr. Well, I am. Sometimes I've noticed this, man. Sometimes a champion gets maybe I just have a thing for Lizardmen. Watch out, Lizardmen out there. Vergum Carr, sometimes a champion gets the buff, and like, kind of like Vlad too, you know? I'm not saying that these are S tier champions, but it's like, dude, what more do you want? We're removing Provoke, another debuff. We're placing an increased defense. We're placing a nice juicy shield based on this champion's max HP on a 3-turn cooldown. We have an AoE attack on a 3-turn cooldown. We're removing 2 random buffs from all enemies. We're placing a heal reduction in a big version of decreased defense. We're immune to Provoke, filling turn meter every time he is provoked. We have a stun on the A1 and chances for each buff on the target. Like, can you think of a better progression? He has everything. He's buff removal, or excuse me, buff removal from the enemies. We get a little mini cleanse on allies, increased defense, decreased defense. I think they did a great job with a buff on this champion, and I think that, yeah, is he end game, you know, usable? Yes, but like, is he meta end game? No. Maybe a B plus, maybe an A minus, but you know, progression accounts like for 90% of people watching, 95. He can help you out in so many different areas. Versolf the Grim, I'm a massive fan. Versolf is a great support champion, can deal some damage too. I feel like he is a criminally underrated champion inside the game. We get the big version of increased defense and ally protection on a 3-turn cooldown. And a lot of damage on this A2, you know, for HP-based champion, right? I mean, that's a lot of damage mitigation. It's crazy. It really is really good, right? So I'm a big fan. Vlad, we talked about you earlier. I think he's B tier now. He's great. You get the block active skills and the decreased defense and all that turn meter still, right? That's a lot. A big turn meter steal there too. It's either reducing turn meter by I think 50% or stealing turn meter depending on the faction. Plus again, that block active skills and the decreased defense now on the AoE. I love it. Walking Tomb Drang for me, no brainer S tier. I don't understand. how people do not have this champion as S tier, dude. I think he's the best burner in the game, and I don't even think it's close. He doesn't have an AoE instant activation, so champions like Artak and stuff like that totally hear you, or Sissia, totally hear you there, but he has an unresistible HP burn, which he instantly activates 100% on the A1, and neither of these abilities require accuracy. And he's a great healer too, why not, right? I think he's one of my most used champions. I love the guy, and I'm an endgame account. Yoshi the Drunkard. I'll give him a C tier, but truthfully, he's got one of the best. Like, if Bomb ever becomes meta in this game, guys, if Bomb ever becomes, like, super meta, he'll be the best setup in the game for a Bomb champion with increased accuracy and increased attack. And hey, while you're at it, why don't you put True Fear on everybody? No big deal, right? No big deal. Pretty cool champion. The first Shadowkin to be added to the game. Marinix, C tier, kind of underwhelmed. Morrigan, B tier, not too bad. Not S tier in my opinion, but, you know, I think you could probably make a case she's A tier. I didn't fuse her, but I got her after the fact, and I was impressed. I liked her a lot. Marinix, I didn't fuse either, and then I got her after the fact, and I was let down. Thylesia was kind of giving me a little bit more in terms of damage and the hexes as well. And she's an epic champion, you know? Nishak Verminlord, I'm going to give Nishak an S tier. I really think that he is by far... I said bombs weren't meta, but Nishak is meta. I think that's all you need to know. The dude can almost one-shot Bommel. He can do insane damage anywhere. He's much more than just a bomb champion, obviously, with those protected poisons. Very cool champion. Incredible. Same thing with Pythion. I think you can make a case that Pythion is... You know, I mean, all these champions are so good, but Pythion's nasty. That damage mitigation on that passive, that block debuffs, that cleanse. He's so tanky, too. I don't know, like, the base stats, you wouldn't necessarily, you know, guess this by looking at it, but dude... He's hard to kill in the arena, especially. Oella is the one champion I mentioned earlier. There's one champion I don't have here. There she is. I wish I did fuse her. Insanely good healer. Insanely good. And brings more to the table than like an Operdin clan father. So I'm going to give her a B tier. You could argue A. You guys who did fuse Oella, you let me know if you think she's an A tier champion. I could be wrong there. She could be even underrated at B tier, but I regret not going for her. Dark Elhain... C+, B- territory for me. I was hoping for just a little bit more damage out of this champion. I didn't get it. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think of her? Do you think I'm being unfair to put her C tier? Do you think she deserves a B tier for a nuker? She's not bad. I was just let down pretty much across the board, guys, honestly. I was a little bit let down, you know, with what they did with the starting champion legendary versions. Razlovarg, I'm going to say B or S tier. Maybe S tier, A tier, excuse me, sorry. A or B tier? B or S, screw A tier. I didn't go for him either. I wish I had a Hair Force one. I really do. I really do. Jetney, I am not a massive fan of. You guys are, though. You guys kind of throw it back at me every time I throw some shade at her, but I think she's a C tier. I think she's an average legendary champion overall. Look, Great Hoof isn't on the list. Great Hoof Lauricia. But I would put her C tier as well, and I think a lot of you guys would put her A or B as well, because you guys, I got a lot of pushback when I said I wasn't super overwhelmed with either of those champions. And then Nut, aka Newt, S tier. I mean, he's one of the best damage dealers in the entire game. He's one of the best Fire Knight champions inside the entire game. Hard and normal with that A1, and boy, does he smack like more damage potential than any other enemy max HP ability on that A3 triple hitter. So there you have it, guys. That's my updated Fusion list. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know where you agree, where you disagree. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.